Hey YouTube fam, what's up? It's Patrick. It's always so good to share another Vinyasa practice with y'all today. Before we begin this session, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. New practices are coming your way every single week. And after you finish the session, if you enjoyed it, hit the like button and let me know how it went for you in the comments. Let's go ahead and get started in an easy seat today. So go ahead and cross your right shin in front of your left. Take an inhale here. If you want to prop up your seat, feel free. Then just go ahead and fold forward. Mosey down and in just a bit here. You can snuggle into this space if you'd like. You can, pulse your knees a little bit further apart if you want. And as you get here, you can walk your hands a little bit to the left, which might feel really nice, or even walk your hands a little bit to the right, which might feel really nice. Just depending on the place where you're feeling tension today, will create a different sensation. So you just want to acknowledge what you're working with here as we begin this little journey. Go ahead and take 2 to 3 more breaths. And then inhale, rise up. And switch your side. Left shin will cross in front of right. Lift up, adjust your seat as you need to. And then snuggle down, fold forward. While I gave you a plethora of options on the first side, most likely with your left shin crossed in front, walking your hands over to the right is going to be where you feel the biggest stretch. Most likely, but again, it may not be for you, so just kind of acknowledge what you're working with and also acknowledge that maybe you don't need a full stretch in that moment. Maybe you just need something that's casual, something that's helping you ground, something that's helping you find center. Wherever you are, linger here for 4, 3, 2, on 1. Inhale, return to center, rise up, and then place your hands behind your back, step your feet a little bit wider, and move into a passive squat. And if your passive squat means you're on your toes, heels lifted, that's just fine. Push your fingers down and lift your chest up. If you can have the heels grounded, feel free to be here and just kind of swing your hips a little right and a little left. So we're getting into the hips a lot to begin our session today. Just kind of work with that. Now that you've felt a little comfort, a little sway through the hips, I want you to plant your left hand just in front of your left foot. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to pivot. So you're going to drop your left knee down to the floor in the middle and then peel it back open, sit down. So we'll just do this a few times here. So you'll roll onto your left big toe, left knee drops down, and then peel open. 2 more times each way. Left knee drops down, open, left knee drops down, and open. Go ahead and switch your side. Right hand plants in front of right foot. Pivot on your right big toe. Right knee drops down and open. 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 Wonderful. Place your hands out in front of you. Push into your toes. Pivot your heels out. Straighten your legs and fold. Hopefully as you come into this fold, it feels really good. Stretching through the back line of your body. You've warmed up your hips a little bit. Hopefully that hip crease creates a nice tight angle for you to drop your upper body down over the fronts of your legs, feeling that waterfall-like sensation in your physical form. Maybe opposite hand catches opposite elbow here. Really letting your arms dip down towards the earth. Release, place your fingertips on the ground, bend your knees, but push your hips back in space. Then inhale, come into a halfway lifted position. So try to get really long through your spine. Bring your hands to heart center if you choose, and see if you can keep closing the angle at your hips. So this should put a little bit of activation, if you will, into your hamstrings as you lift your tailbone up and lengthen your skull forwards. Try to hold here for just 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, release your palms to the floor. Look down in between your hands. Rise onto the tips of your toes. Your arms stay straight. So as if you're preparing for a press handstand, but hands and big toes are on the floor. You're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On one, heels drop down to the ground. Inhale, roll yourself up to stance. And then swing your arms in front. Just cross, and you can reach them up to the sky first if you choose, but just find a nice little buoyancy here. So we've moved in a few interesting ways through the hips, through the spine, the back body. Now you can just kind of sweep around, let this warm you up just a little bit. And if you aren't there already, find your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, stretch your fingers up to the sky, elevate through your chest, and then exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back into your plank pose. Stacking your shoulders on top of the wrist, really push down into the thumbs as you stay active in the glutes. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wave back into downward facing dog. So as you get into this downward facing dog, of course, be animalistic like normal. Explore some space, but also realize that you've played into a lot of preparatory movements that may help this downward facing dog feel very different than normal. So see what it's like when you explore that space. Feel a good push through the palms, a good lift through your hips, and a drive through your tailbone. Inhale, roll forwards into your plank pose. Root into your right hand. Roll to the outer edge of right foot, inner edge of left. Stretch your left arm up to the sky, side plank, scooping underneath. Roll back to center, switch your side. Left hand plants to the ground. Roll to the outer edge of left foot, inner edge of right. Right hand stretches up to the sky. Right hand down to the floor, square everything off. Take your inhale here. On your exhale, move through your push-up. Knees and forearms drop. Inhale, pull through, upward facing dog. And exhale, push your hips back, downward facing dog. As you make it back into your downward facing dog, look to the top of the mats. Lift heels, bend knees, and then roll forwards into your plank pose. Stack shoulders on top of wrists. Keep your shoulders here, and then see if you can slowly step your feet up, maybe 10, maybe 15 steps, all the way up to the space in between your wrists. So it's like you're measuring your big toe every step of the way. Begins to be quite challenging, especially towards the end, but you've got it. Release. Wiggle your feet a little bit wider here. Bend your knees a fair amount. And then go ahead and slide your hands underneath your feet. Push your toes into your wrist creases and pull. So you're working towards this Padahastasana, this gorilla pose. I love to not only work the stretch of my hamstrings here, but also my shoulders. So because you have this nice catch of hands on bottoms of feet, you can really work your shoulders around here with this little bit of tension, and that's actually helping you improve your range of motion. Exhale, release. Inhale to halfway lift. And we'll hold this halfway lift. Last time we'll hold it today, I promise. Push your hips back in space as you lengthen your skull forward, especially if you're not flexible. Keep this bend in your knees so you can really feel as though your shins are moving behind your ankles, and that's really going to help you activate your hamstrings. Inhale, rise to stand, reach your hands up to the sky. Keep your hands reaching up. Exhale, sit your hips low, chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, your vinyasa. Stepping, floating, hopping, teleporting, always an option. Find an ability to cruise from space to space. As you make it back to downward facing dog, inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot directly up to your right thumb. Inhale, rise into your high lunge. On your exhale, sink your right knee as far forward as it can possibly go. On your exhale, hands to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forwards into plank pose, articulate your spine. Exhale, move through your vinyasa. So everywhere you go here, try to articulate space and time. As you make it back into downward facing dog, your left leg lifts. On your exhale, left foot journeys up to your left thumb. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, sink your left knee as far forward as possible, like it's trying to cross the top line of your mat. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back, downward, facing dog. Inhale, wave forwards into your plank pose. Exhale, move through your vinyasa. So we're using this vinyasa to build heat and to bring familiarity to our practice. As you find your way back into downward facing dog, let's take 3 breaths together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Look forward, lift heels, bend knees. Bottom of exhale, step or float, feet to thumbs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sit your hips low, chair pose. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach hands up, sit hips low, chair pose. Exhale, hands to floor, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, vinyasa. Finding awareness and connection every step of the way. As you make it back to down dog, inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot to right thumb. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, sink your right knee as far forward as possible. Stay active and engaged. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back, downward, facing dog. Inhale, roll forward into your plank pose. Exhale, move through your vinyasa. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot all the way up to left thumb. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, sink your hips down as deep as possible. Left knee tries to go past left big toe. Hands to floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forwards into plank pose. Exhale, move through your vinyasa. Keep the energy going here. 3 breaths in down dog. Stay connected, stay focused. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Look towards the top of the mat. Lift heels, bend knees. Bottom of exhale, step or float. Feet to thumbs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sit your hips low, knees forward, chair pose. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach hands up to sky, sit your hips low, chair pose. Exhale, straighten your legs and fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor, your vinyasa. Calm, connected experience, even as you challenge yourself. Making it back to down dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot to right thumb. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, sink your right knee as far forward as it can possibly go. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back, downward, facing dog. Inhale, wave into plank pose. And vinyasa is always optional. Work through it if it feels good. Find your breath. Exhale, wave back to dog. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot up to left thumb. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, sink your left knee as far forward as possible. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back, downward, facing dog. Inhale, wave into your plank pose. Exhale, journeys you through a vinyasa. Find the heat, find the awareness, find the connection. As you drive your hips up and back, 3 breaths in down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward, lift heels, bend knees. Bottom of exhale, your journey, feet to thumbs. Stepping, walking, floating, shifting through space and time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sit your hips low, chair pose. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Nice. Inhale, sit your hips low, chair pose. Stay here, bring your hands to heart center. Pluck your left foot off the ground, feel it levitate. And then sweep your left foot back in space, crouching warrior. Good. Root down into your right big toe, keep your right knee bent. On your inhale, peel your left hip on top of your right, as if you're going to half moon, but your bottom leg is bent. Exhale, peel your left hip down. Inhale, peel your left hip up. Try to keep your balance. Exhale, roll your left hip down. Last time here, inhale, peel your left hip up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, left foot journeys to meet right. Chair pose. Good news is we're going right to the second side, hands to heart center. Lean into your left foot, right foot levitates. Reach your right foot back in space as your heart leverages forward, crouching warrior. On your inhale, peel your right hip on top of your left. Feel the rotation. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, peel your right hip on top of the left. Feel the rotation. Exhale, roll down. Last time here, inhale, peel right hip on top of left. Feel the rotation. Exhale, roll down. Right foot meets left, chair pose. Inhale, reach hands to sky. Exhale, straighten legs and fold. Whew. Nice work. Inhale, lift your chest halfway. Exhale, hands to floor, your vinyasa. As you find your way back into downward facing dog, 2 more elements of flow today. Moving right into awakening B. Inhale, your right leg lifts. On your exhale, right foot to right thumb. Inhale, rise, double bent leg lunge. Heavy hips, exhale, drive to straighten through your left leg. Inhale, hands to heart center, pull yourself forward, crouching warrior. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Bend your right knee. Left foot returns, starting position. Thumbs to base of skull, look up. Inhale, reach your hands away, open your heart. Exhale, hands to floor. 3-legged dog, your right leg lifts. Inhale, pull yourself through. Upward facing dog. Exhale, cruise back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot to left thumb any way you choose to get there. Inhale, rise. Double bent leg lunge. Heavy hips, exhale, straighten through your right leg. Inhale, hands to heart center, pull with your left heel to take yourself forward. Crouching warrior. Exhale, straighten through your left leg. Bend your left knee. Right foot journey, starting position. Thumbs the base of skull, look up. Inhale, reach your hands away, find space. Exhale, hands to the floor. 3-legged dog. Your left leg lifts. Inhale, pull yourself through. Upward facing dog. Exhale, cruise back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot up to right thumb. Inhale, rise. Double bent leg lunge. Heavy hips, exhale, straighten through your left leg. Inhale, hands to heart center, crouching warrior. Lean out, slight variation this time. Inhale, peel your left hip on top of your right just once. Exhale, roll your left hip back down. Straighten your right leg, push your hamstring back in space. Bend your right knee, left foot lands gently at the back of the mat. Thumbs to base of skull, look up. Inhale, reach your hands away, open your heart. Exhale, hands to the floor. 3-legged dog. Your right leg lifts. Inhale, pull yourself through. Upward facing dog. And exhale, wave back. Downward facing dog. Last element of flow, stick with it. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot up to your left thumb. Inhale, rise, double bent leg lunge. Heavy hips, exhale, straighten through your right leg. Inhale, hands to heart center, pull yourself forward, crouching warrior. Inhale, peel your right hip on top of your left. Exhale, roll your right hip down. Push your left hip back in space, straightening your left leg. Bend your left knee, right foot journey, starting position. Thumbs the base of skull. Inhale, reach your hands away, open your heart, lift your chest. Exhale, hands to the floor, three-legged dog. Inhale, pull yourself through, upward facing dog. Exhale, wave back, downward facing dog. Deep inhale as you get to your downward facing dog. Shorten your stance just slightly. Roll forward to the plank pose for 10 slow steps, feet to hands, or a 10 count. Hop feet to hands. Go for it now for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you get there, sit your hips low. Reach your hands up to the sky. Last chair pose of the day. Rise onto your toes. Sit to your heels. Knees, triceps, knees. You should have plenty of space for crow pose here. Palms land. Squeeze heels to butt. If you want more here, float knees to the middle for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Let your feet land. Straighten your legs and fold. Inhale, soft halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. And then drop your right knee to the floor in between your thumbs. Bring your left knee to cross behind your right. So you can sit all the way back to Gomukhasana if that's natural for you. You can also move through this in more of a cat-cow manner where your hips are always floating off the floor. If you do sit down into Gomukhasana, from the work we've done today, I would strongly recommend a side bend. Your right knee stacked on top of your left. You could reach your left arm up and overhead, maybe even cradle your right ear with your left hand. And you can breathe into your left shoulder and really open your left side body. And for me, this is such a wonderful place to be. We all carry so much tension in our side body. We all often think it's in our hips or our back, but this side bending line, we often don't move through. And so by giving yourself the chance and the opportunity to dive into it just a bit, you're creating a ton of space. Breathe into it here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On your inhale, rise up. Option for double pigeon or that same Sukhasana we took in the beginning of our practice. So the right ankle will just come and stack on top of the left. And again, you can mosey around here. You can fold forward. If you're stacking your ankle on top of the knee and your knee feels like it's going to hit you in the right eye, cross your shin in front. Don't feel the pressure to perform the aesthetics of the shape. Lean into a sensation that is uniquely your own. Like an aesthetic is an organization. We're looking for a feeling, we're looking for a sensation, we're looking to embody the pose in a way that feels interesting and organic to each of us. So lean into the space where you feel good. Inhale, rise up. Unwrap your legs. Let them straighten out in front of you like Paschimottanasana. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, but don't touch your feet. Just keep reaching out. Reach, 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 reach. Stay active and engaged. Good. Then from here, bend your elbows. Place your hands behind your knees in front of your hips. Push your hands down into the floor. Lift your hips off the ground as you drag them back in space. Hold right here or lift the feet off the ground. Either way, bend your knees. Push your hands down. Rise all the way up to stand. Reach your fingers up to the sky. Get taller. Find space. And then exhale, fold down to the floor. Fingertips land. Right foot steps to the back of the mat. Left knee drops in between your thumbs. Left shin lands. Right knee crosses behind left. Sit your hips back in space. Gomukhasana. Snuggle down and in. Just a bit more. And again, find the stacking of the knees that feels good to you. And then you have that option to side bend here if you choose. Right hand catching your left ear. Hopefully your top knot doesn't interfere. And if it does, you can just laugh at it. Really breathe into your right shoulder here. Feel that rolling open. Try to find a longer spine. Maybe your left hand plants a little bit behind you. You're using it as a post, as a scaffolding, as a support system. For a structure that's a little bit outside of your normal. Wherever you are, you're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Inhale, rise up. Your easy cross-legged seat, Sukhasana or double pigeon, Agni Stambhasana. Set yourself up and fold into the space that feels good to you. Be mindful of your knees. Be mindful of your left foot. You really want to make sure that the ankle is the one that's digging into the top of your right leg. I know that's not as pleasant sometimes. It's a bit more intense. You can always pat it if you need to. But also hopefully you can find a spot where it's not a real driving force. Last 2 breaths here. What can you do with them? Inhale, rise out. Unwind your legs. Reach them out in front of you. Inhale, hands up to sky, get tall. Exhale, like a timbering tree, fold forward. And if you don't want to do the L sit or the L sit prep this time, just keep reaching your hands forward like you're trying to stretch to this place past your toes. Like maybe there's a really nice snack out in front of your feet and you're just like, let me get that. Because, practice is almost over. Try to push your heels down into the floor to help you dig into space. If you want the L sit preparation, place your hands down. Do your thing for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Set it down. Roll all the way onto your back. As your shoulders and skull land, stack your ankles on top of your hips. Push your hands down, lift your feet up towards the sky. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Squeeze your heels towards your butt and then slowly roll your feet down to the ground. As your toes and heels plant, drive your heels down. Push your triceps into the floor. Bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. Open through your front body. Let this be a stabilizing space. Let's hold it for 5 breaths together. Inhales, pull your collarbones back. Exhales, push your heels into the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Wonderful. Let your knees drop out to the side. Feet meet in the middle. Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. Let's feel 4 breaths entering the body using not only your imagination to feel the rib cage lifting and lowering, but also the tactile feeling of your fingers laying on your torso to acknowledge the breath. Deep inhale. Exhale. Feel the clearing nature of the exhale. Let it be longer. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Feel free to linger in this space, keeping this breathing pattern if you choose. Feel free to move into your full Shavasana. Wherever you go, find a lightness, find an ease, and find a nourishing quality to the space that you explore and you experience in this moment. Allow yourself to drop down and in. Allow yourself to find a lightness, find a calm, and find a place of peace within your own essence nature. As always, it truly is such a pleasure to share space with you here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me for these sessions. I look forward to practicing with you again very soon. Have an amazing rest of your day. Peace.